Houston, Texas, baby. How are you? I am so honored to be here. I'm always honored to stand on any stage that represents the Human Rights Campaign. Like you saw in that video, I don't know why y'all made that video. I ain't getting no award. But thank you, I appreciate it greatly. When I was 21, I went and I was inspired by the HRC to get my equality tattoo. And I've been inspired by the work that the HRC has done all these years and continue to be inspired, so thank you for having me. I am even more honored to stand here this evening to honor my dear friend, my brother, my comrade, and all of our inspiration, the great Karamo Brown. All right, so not a lot of people know this, except Karamo and his partner, Ian, who's in the audience. Shout out to Ian. Karamo and I used to live, this was before Empire, this was before Queer Eye, this was before anything. And Karamo and I used to live right around the corner from each other. And he would help me put myself on tape for auditions that I never got. And I would go, and he'd call me up, and we would go into this parking lot of the Sunkist building in Sherman Oaks. And we would film him doing mock newscastings. And so to be here is probably one of the most surreal things on the planet. Hold your friends closely and help your friends. You know what I'm saying? Pull from the side. Karamo has always, always, always kept it real, beginning years ago on The Real World. What you probably don't know is that he actually came out as an openly gay black man at the age of 15. Even before his graduation from Parkland, Florida's Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in 1999. Just thinking about this year's nightmarish gun violence at Stoneman Douglas High School and knowing Karamo personally, I think it's easier to understand how the students there today found their confidence, their strength, and their eloquence to stand up and be counted. It's gotta be in the DNA, it's gotta be in the water. It's the roots that gave Karamo his awesome character and his voice too. From those days, we know how much it truly matters for all communities to see a strong and admire a strong, proud, gay black man. Yeah. But let me ask y'all this. Who better than Karamo to help revive the Queer Eye? To bring his special brand of honesty, freshness, and style to American men. I literally sat with my little brothers the other day and they told me, all of my brothers are completely hetero, completely allies. And they sat there with me and they's like, yo, because I had been working and I had not seen it yet. And they're like, yo, you gotta check out, your friend Karamo is on Queer Eye. And I'm telling you, we sit there and we cry. I'm like, why? You know, like I remember the original Queer Eye and it was wonderful. But I was like, well, why are you crying? And they're like, yo, they're bringing people together. They're bringing gay people and straight people and bisexuals and transgenders. They're all bringing, everybody's just coming together and it's so amazing. And I sat there with them and we cried like losers. But that's what Karamo does. When you watch him on Queer Eye, who looks cooler, who looks more fashionable, more collected, how does he make that happen? What puts the cool in Karamo Brown? I can answer that in 2 words, because it ain't Karamo. It's Jason and Chris, Karamo's sons. What makes Karamo truly stand out is how much he puts into every single thing he does, including, and most importantly, fatherhood. He will be the very first to tell you that the adjustment to fatherhood was nearly as painful as childbirth. Nearly as painful as childbirth. It wasn't as painful as childbirth, Ramo. He discovered that the simple job of listening, even more than talking, goes a long way with 2 adolescents who he reminds every single day to never give up on themselves or the good in people around them. He also instills them to get a job. Right, Chris? Yeah? Brown's passion for providing a better life for all hasn't stopped with Jason and Chris. In 2016, Karamo was invited to work with the White House under President Obama, our last president, to recommend policies to engage LGBTQ youth and their allies after school hours. Karamo then began his own nonprofit organization, 6 in 10, to provide counseling and support for Black, gay, and bisexual men to eradicate the 6 in 10 HIV epidemic that plagues their lives. I can think of no one more deserving or more inspirational and more dedicated than our beautiful own Karamo Brown. So let me share with you a glimpse of this outstanding hero.
7 strangers.
Oh my God.
Pick to live in a house.
Work together and have their lives taped.
Real world, Philadelphia.
My name is Karamo. I'm 23 and I'm from Houston, Texas. 2 dudes that I really do chill with, they don't know that, I'm gay yet, so I don't know if the minute I tell them, they gonna switch up and start acting different, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm gay.
I would have never guessed.
Now that I know that Karamo is gay, he has totally changed my thoughts on how I view gay people forever.
Being one of the first African-American gay guys that come out, how did you do it?
The same way that we've all done it. We found courage and we found community.
The first couple will have $50,000 added to their bank. The couple coming in second will have their bank cut in half. The third place couple will lose everything they've worked for.
Is he getting better?
1, 2, 3, you look like Superman.
Come on. Everybody knows when you think of firemen outside of saving lives, we think that they are sexy hunks. So I'm about to teach them a couple of moves that they can do at the fundraiser. And I don't care if you have a hot bod or a dad bod. You can do these moves.
Sexy Magic Mike.
Oh God, your knees.
You were such an amazing man.
You're making me cry.
What's beautiful about this show is that we are actually bringing people back together. We're having really culturally relevant conversations, and we're talking about issues that people didn't talk about before.
You are the epitome of what it is to be a strong, beautiful, Black, gay man.
When Henry pulled us over, immediately I started freaking out. My kid did not want to get his license because he was scared he was gonna get pulled over and get shot by a cop.
If we could sit down and have a conversation like me and you just did, things would be a lot better in society. Everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to listen.
And that's what we do on this show.
So I actually started a nonprofit organization called 6in10.org that supports people infected or affected by HIV. You just gotta come out and support and do what we can.
I graduated from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in 1999. That was my high school. So to see that school, my high school, on television, and students be running out of the same hallways that I used to walk around gleefully, broke my heart. Not only as an alum, but also as a parent now.
Because even if you look at these rallies, people who are Black, white, Asian, Latino, they're all coming together and saying, this is not appropriate. This is not our America, and we're not gonna stand for it.
We as LGBTQI people must stand up like never before. Let me hear you say never again. Never again. Never again, friends. Never again. It is up to us today to march and say never again.
Being an openly gay Black man in the South was hard for me. People told me over and over again, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're too Black, you're too gay. If my gay Black ass from the South could do it, your ass can do it. So just believe in yourself.
I'm free to be the greatest and alive. I'm free to be the greatest here tonight. The greatest, the greatest, the greatest alive.
It gives me great pleasure and great honor to present the HRC's 2018 Visibility Award to my dear friend, Mr. Karamo Brown.
No, no, no. I'm free to be the greatest and alive. I'm free to
Oh my gosh. Now I understand what I do on TV to other people. That made me cry. Oh my gosh, that really did start making me cry back there. First of all, can we give it up for my homeboy Jussie? I love Jussie Smollett. I mean, seriously, can we talk about how talented and how pretty he is? Right? Yes. Oh, okay, sorry, I have to compose myself. I just have to let you all know that this is a very special moment for me. Not just because I'm receiving this award, but also because I'm receiving it here in Houston, Texas, where I was, where I was born and raised before relocating to Florida at the age of 15 when my parents divorced. I'm honored to have my family here with me to watch me accept this award. My mother, Charmaine. Hi, Mommy. My sister, Camelia. My brother-in-law, Bruce. The love of my life, Ian Jordan. Yes, please give it up for the love of my life. My youngest son, Chris, is here today. And my other son, Jason, who is listening on the phone in Los Angeles because he couldn't get off of work. Actually, I wouldn't allow his ass to get off of work. Let's be very clear about that. If I can take a moment to be transparent with you all, there is one person that I'm sad is not here to see me receive this award, and that person is my father. My father isn't here with us today because, unfortunately, he has never fully been able to reconcile having a son that is openly gay and proud. He has never been able to see me for the man I am, but instead allowed the destructive constructs of a religion to shatter our relationship. The irony of that, and the reason I'm sharing, is because he is probably the reason that I am getting an award for being visible. Just to let you all know. Irony, right? As a kid growing up, my father, who moved to America from Jamaica to give his kids a better life, would say to me every single day, Karamo, you are a champion. Karamo, you are the very best, and you can achieve anything your heart desires. When I tell you, I heard that every single day of my childhood, I am surprised I am not as narcissistic and delusional as our president, DJ Trump. Seriously. I think the only reason I didn't become full of myself after hearing that day in and day out was because my father would also say to me, Karamo, being a champion comes with a big responsibility. He would tell me over and over again that by being my best self and achieving my dreams, it was my duty to let others know that they are champions too. That for every win I had no option but to let others know they could win too. You know, as a child, I believed every word he said. I remember before I would go to school, I would be in my bathroom mirror telling myself, Karamo, you're a champion. Karamo, you're the very best. Karamo, you're gonna ace that test. Yes, and I did. And as I would arrive to school, I would tell my friends and classmates, you know what? You're gonna ace this test today. You know that, right? And many times I would get a high five back because they loved my optimism. But there were many times that my classmates would look at me as if I was crazy because they knew that I knew that they had skipped class every day for the past week, so there was no way they were gonna pass the test. But that didn't matter to me because all I knew was what my father told me. If I could do it, then others had to be told they could do it too. Though the relationship with my father has become more and more strained over the years, as I've grown more confident and proud as a gay man, to the point that we don't have a relationship at all now, his words have never left me. As I finished college and began pursuing a career in media, people would say to me, you're not going to be out and try to pursue a television career, are you? In which I would reply, why wouldn't I? If my television heroes like RuPaul, Ellen, yes, Elton John, or Pedro Zamora from MTV's Real World, who inspired me to go on that show, yes, give it up for Pedro. If my television heroes could do it, then I could do it too. By being visible, they taught me that success was destined when I worked hard and was my authentic self. See, the thing about being visible is that it makes others who see themselves in you feel motivated. It makes them want to do even better for themselves and for the world. There's a behavioral theory that suggests that being ignored is the worst human condition of all. When people don't feel seen or see the possibility of themselves in others, it fosters negative emotions within them. You know, as a television host and as a producer, I understand that content only matters when it connects and inspires others to feel positive about who they are. When people feel inspired to do good, it's because they've seen that good reflected back at them. And that reflection is how we know we're succeeding as a community and as a country. It's up to every one of us in this room to work diligently to create an inclusive culture in our schools, in our churches, in corporate America, where LGBTQI people of every walk of life feel seen and feel valued. It is up to every one of us in this room to share the difficult parts of our journey that led us to the triumphant moments in our lives so that others can understand there is success and happiness beyond one difficult moment. It is up to every one of us to acknowledge the access and the privilege we have in our lives in order to encourage and help someone else to know that if we have a win, they can win too. Listen, friends, it is your duty to be visible. Y'all hear me? Your duty to be visible. Because by being visible, you will inspire others to have the courage to walk into the spaces they occupy in their lives and proudly say, you cannot and will not ignore or cast me aside any longer because I saw the possibility of my life reflected back at me. It is your responsibility to never stop taking the steps to be more visible in all areas of your own lives because you now know that by being you, where the world can see, will allow someone to see the love in themselves. It will allow someone to see the possibility for their life, and it will allow someone to see the good in our world, all because it was reflected from each and every single one of you. Now, I want everyone in here to repeat after me. And my father would love this, so this is for you, Dad, even though we don't talk. Everyone, repeat after me. I am a champion. I am the very best. And I will let others know they are too. Thank you, HRC, for this award. I am truly honored.